Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning. Yes. All of you. Everybody. That claps for you. That claps for me. Those claps are for our special guests this morning. They're definitely for Victoria Hyla Maldonado, tuning in all the way from Door County, Wisconsin. Good morning to you, Victoria. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Who are you?
I'm Lockwood.
Word up. Back again. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. It's Monday. It's a little overcast, which
it is. It's like a Batman movie out there.
It really is. With our city, kind of looks like sometimes Gotham City.
Well, Gotham City is Chicago.
Yeah, it's true.
Gotham City is Chicago.
That's true.
But yeah, and all the Batman, even the animated series, it was always a gloomy day. There's never a sunshiny day in any of the.
Well, because all that stuff happens in Metropolis.
Well, Metropolis is where Superman's from.
I know, that's the city over.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's 2 cities over. Metropolis, because it's like.
Well, it models New York.
Yeah.
Metropolis modeled New York.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like Metropolis, Gotham, and then Bloodhaven.
What's Bloodhaven?
Bloodhaven's like the really bad city.
Okay. Well, we're nerding it up this morning on the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Good morning to you guys. It is 8:04 a.m. It is Monday, August 9th, and we are here. We have each other. We got a lot of things to talk about today. We've got the local news and headlines that you guys know and love. We're also going to talk a little bit of small business with our buddy Bob here, and we have topics to wax poetic on as well. But before we get started, let me give you a couple of quick headlines and quick blurbs for you guys. And also, we're going to crowdsource and see how the weekend was for you awesome people. Did you have a good time, and what did you do out there? Garfield Park, 11 a.m. Thursdays, and coming up on August 19th, all ages. That'll be bilingual story time. Shout out to our friends at the Aurora Public Library. Also, don't forget, yesterday there was a great back-to-school ice cream social at McCarty Park. That went very well. Saw some footage of that. Shouts out to our City of Aurora and Youth Services. Simon Rodriguez, all the people was out there yesterday. Okay. Coming up, you guys, and this is very important, the very last dates for senior meals. Our state representatives, Stephanie Kifowit, Barbara Hernandez, and Keith Wheeler, are partnering with the Kane Senior Council and St. Athanasius Greek Orthodox Church to provide free frozen meals to seniors once a month, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on prescribed Mondays. The last 2 dates are August 16th and September 13th. So if you know a senior who can benefit from these free frozen meals, please let them know. Bring them out. 1855 5th Avenue in Aurora. Shouts out to St. Athanasius. And then something cool for parents. The Family Leadership Council. Blue Cross and Blue Shield are hosting that next round of the council. Family members, community partners, and parents are all encouraged to take part. There's still time from noon to 1 p.m. on Wednesday, the 18th of this month. It's a great way to learn and engage with other parents and relevant stakeholders. So come on out and learn for that. And the link to this great initiative, I almost said like something else. Initiative. That's the word of the day. Initiative is the word of the day, but you gotta say with some spice. Initiative.
Initiative. You gotta sound like you own it.
Oh man.
It's like adding Esquire to your name. Esquire. Just throw that out there.
Right, ooh, get this man his Burger King. Okay, so Dan Barrero's here. Good morning to you, Dan. Good morning to you, good sir. And also, Dan is our newest patron on Patreon.
Awesome.
So, Dan, we have your Good Morning Aurora mug here at the studio for you. I sent you a message on Patreon, sir. So whenever you have time, we can coordinate for you to come get your message. We appreciate it, brother. So, Bob, first things first, how was your weekend?
My weekend was fantastic, full with parties.
Okay.
Being in the entertainment industry, it's weird because your week starts on Friday.
Right.
And right. Your weekend is like, okay, it's this is like my Saturday,
Right.
And so, but it was was fun. There's always a few challenges, a few little bumps, but nothing you can't overcome.
Right.
Adapt and overcome.
Challenges and bumps in your line of work, though, are typically in the form of customers, parents, clients, etc. Right? Or there's some game challenges. Maybe something's got to update.
Sometimes. Well, that's. If Fortnite's listening, Epic Games, I'm sure they are.
Yeah. They will be.
Please don't drop updates kind of Saturday morning.
Right.
Can you get that stuff buttoned up on Monday, Tuesdays?
Right.
For all of us game theaters and people, so we're not
11 kids ready to go. Parents are here with lemonade. Oh, now updating 1 of 18.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
And we use 5G, so it takes forever. It's all wireless. It's all the fact that I was able to over the weekend use my phone to do some of the stuff, it's just amazing to me. Where technology has gone.
Oh yeah, and especially video game technology, entertainment technology. Yeah. I saw there's a great Facebook page. It shows a lot of the advertisements from the 80s, late 70s, early 80s. And boy, you see the price of what a Nintendo used to be. Now you can get them at any garage sale for $2.
Pretty much, yeah, exactly.
But it was it was a considerable amount of money. $400, and when it first came out, $300. Crazy.
It was
crazy.
That was and then cartridge games were $20.
Yep.
And it was but that back then that was $60. That was I put out $20 for this game.
Yeah,
that'd be
yikes.
Good.
Yep, you're gonna be mowing lawns for months, kid.
Exactly.
All right, if you're just tuning in, we are the second largest city's first daily news podcast, and our friend Victoria Hala Maldonado, she is in Door County, Wisconsin. Shouts out to Door County, Wisconsin. Shouts out to the whole United States, but Door County, what is up? Wisconsin's a beautiful state, lots of great area, good country out there. Yeah. If you're a fisher, good fishing out there. Lots of open green land. It's a great place to be.
Best place for cheese curds.
Kristen Berman Chambers is here. Good morning to you, Kristen. Tia, good morning to you. Jen Ingram, Corinne's Kitchen, Jen Ingram Art, amongst many other successful businesses. Good morning to you, dear sister, and Tracy Duran. All of our people are here. The time is now 8:09 a.m. All right, so check this out, guys. The Family Leadership Council link for Blue Cross and Blue Shield, if you want to take part in that, it's taking place on August 18th. The link for that is in the chat. Sign up at your leisure. Okay.
Is that free for everybody?
It is absolutely free. Awesome. Absolutely free. Highly encouraged. Once again, the Family Leadership Council is a group of youth, parents, and community partners joining forces with Blue Cross Community Health to address issues and discuss opportunities regarding children's behavioral health and special needs. The goal is to create a team of advocates, members, caretakers, family members to better understand the experiences of families accessing public services on behalf of their children. Come make an impact on improving health outcomes for Illinois children and youth. Yeah, that's a word up. That's impressive. Okay, now Let's talk. Let's talk. First of all, how was your weekend? Let us know in the chat how your weekend was. Shouts out today. Coming in crazy. Let us know what you did over the weekend. Let's check in and make sure that everybody had a safe time. But the first thing that we're going to talk about today on the news is the Aurora City Council is set to vote on contracts worth more than $1 million. Now, this is for delayed projects. All right, Aurora is looking to move ahead with road projects that were delayed a bit by the coronavirus pandemic. City Council is set to vote tomorrow on engineering contracts for 3 projects. Finance Committee previously recommended the contracts. One is for $268,347 with Stanley Consultants Incorporated to do engineering on a more than $2.5 million project to modernize 5 traffic signals along Indian Trail between Edgelawn and Highland. The project will also resurface the roadway. It's one of 9 projects the city received funding for through the Kane-Kendall Council of Mayors. They oversee federal highway funding. This was last year. The engineering money will be paid out of Rebuild Illinois monies. Aurora received $2.5 million in federal funds for the project and will pay the rest out of motor fuel tax funds. The project will likely not be done until 2025. The second contract recommended was $616,687 to be paid for by motor fuel tax money with HR Green Incorporated of Yorkville for improvement of 12 traffic signals along Galena Boulevard from Constitution Avenue to Locust. Again, the city was granted $2.5 million in federal funds for the project, with the rest being paid for by the city with motor fuel tax money. Much of the signalization along this stretch of road is old, outdated, and wearing out. That's according to Tim Widener, the city's engineering coordinator. Alderman Bill Donnell, 4th Ward, agreed and said this is an important project. Quote, "This is a gateway to downtown. This project, in addition to the last, is due to be done in 2025. The third contract is for $347,547 with Crawford, Murphy, and Tilley of Aurora for the widening of Sullivan Road from Edgelawn to west of Randall from 2 to 3 lanes and enclosing the drainage system. The project also includes insertion improvements at Randall Road. The city also was awarded $2.5 million in federal funds for this project. The time is now 8:14 a.m. You are listening to Good Morning Aurora. Development. What do you think about that, Bob?
You know what? I think I'm pretty conservative on stuff, but I think this is a great use of taxpayers' money, right? I mean, because this is what the government is supposed to do. Yeah, I mean, everybody kind of sometimes complains and bitches at the aldermans or whatever. It's like, listen, they're there to make sure the trash is out and the potholes are filled.
Right.
I know that's oversimplifying, but
well, no, I mean, it's not because at the level of us, the citizen, our wards, our streets, our neighborhoods that we live in, certainly. Yeah. I mean, that's right.
That's what we want to see.
Like to see it. Yeah.
And it looks like it's not. I mean, it's coming out of gas tax, so those are people that are using the road. So it's not like, hey, it's coming out of grocery tax or something.
Absolutely,
it's coming out of like, hey, you're using the road because you're filling up,
right?
And by the way, those are people that are visiting too. Keep that in mind. That gas tax could be people that are visiting, not just regular everyday people.
Right.
So,
yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I think. I'm happy to see any development that makes the city look good.
Absolutely.
In addition to that as well, I'd like to highlight that, it wasn't that long ago, I had an individual sitting, we got a new set, so, but they were sitting not far from where you're sitting now, and they said, and I'll paraphrase, one of the things the city should be doing is fixing our roads, Curtis. And here we are on Monday, August 9th, and you're reading about it. I mean, we can give right. That's a shout out. That's a
yeah. Rome's not built in a day, nor there was Aurora.
Exactly. Oh, I like that. That was a good one, Bob. Okay. Norma Peterson is here. Good morning, dear friend.
Good morning, Norma
Peterson. Norma, friends all around. Okay. So I saw a lot of good stuff happen over the weekend. Again, where were you guys at over the weekend? What'd you do? What'd you see? Did you go anywhere? Did you see anything cool? Let us know about that in the chat. McCarty Mills had some good stuff. Corinne's Kitchen had a pop-up. Saw the good, yummy food and everything. I was buried in WERK. So I was unable to go out and partake. And in addition to that, you know what I discovered?
What you got?
I discovered that, snakes are around in Aurora.
Yeah. I mean, not just the, never mind.
No, I mean like the actual reptile.
like reptile, right.
I know you were probably trying to, you what you were doing there, what you were.
I couldn't pull it together.
And that was kind of funny to watch happen. It was like a slow motion car wreck to see you try to because if you would have came with something real quick, that would have been juicy. That would have been hitting the clap button for that. Yeah. But no, that was.
I want to be careful because I want to be respectful. Right?
Exactly.
We're on the radio here or whatever.
So I'm standing in the backyard, and taking out the trash, and I walk to the garage, and throw the trash away. I'm walking back. And something just told me like
Spider
to look
senses
down. Yeah,
tingling.
spider senses were tingling, and I think I heard like a hawk, something like bird or prey. There was a snake sliding through my legs, going his merry way, trying to find some grass.
He was getting away from that hawk.
I think, yeah, exactly, like, yeah,
hell no,
little garter snake, yep. So yeah, it was actually it was pretty big too.
Did it like spoof you? Did you get like?
No, I like snakes. I used to own like a bunch of snakes.
Really?
Yeah, I had one time in life I had 3 snakes.
Wow.
Yep.
That's 3 more than I think I'll ever own.
I love reptiles.
I mean, I don't mind them. I think they're cool.
Yeah.
But I don't get spoofed by them. But it's just like not a fan. I'm not gonna. I don't like to own any animals. Like because I'm gonna say this. This may get us some hate mail. All hate mail goes to Curtis, but I just don't want to take care of animals.
I got you.
I mean, like I've got 2 children and my nephew, so I got 3.
I find that way more respectable than these people who buy a reticulated python when it's nice and adorable. The size of a ruler.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, it's cool. Let's feed it mice. Now let's feed it gerbils, and the thing. It's now the size of your bathtub.
Yeah.
And you and Bubba take it out one night and just release it into an open field in Florida. That's what's crazy.
Yeah. And then that becomes dinner for something else.
Right.
Not much though.
All right. So let's see here. The struggle is real, Bob. That's according to Norma. Shouts out for real. The Hollywood Nights concert was awesome on Friday. Ooh. Very cool.
We had some new movies come out too.
We did.
I'm sure. Did you catch any? I know I didn't.
I did not. I did not.
I get them. Welcome to the talk of 2 old men, right here. Good morning, Aurora.
No, but you know what I did watch over the weekend, and we gotta get back to the headlines. What I did watch over the weekend, I watched a very old school movie, Cool Hand Luke.
Cool Hand Luke.
Paul Newman.
Vaguely remember that.
Great movie.
Okay.
All right. Don't forget, DuPage County Expungement Clinic taking place on Saturday, October 2nd from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The location will be at the DuPage County Administration Building located at 421 North County Farm Road in Wheaton. Many things on your record may be eligible for removal or sealing. The team will help walk you through the process of clearing your record. Volunteer attorneys will help prepare and file requests to have your record cleared for free. Shouts out to participants and sponsors such as Prairie State Legal Services, DuPage Legal Aid, and Illinois Access to Justice. Registration is required. There's a link. I'll get you that link here in about 821 seconds.
Okay, so we'll start counting.
All right. And also, tomorrow is the day. Several of our other friends and community partners are coming together for the annual Triad Picnic for Seniors. Oh, no. It is on. Kane County Triad is hosting the event. It'll be tomorrow, the 10th. Tuesday from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at Phillips Park Pavilion, 1000 Ray Moses Drive. The cost is $3. Shouts out to the Fox Valley Park District, Aurora Township, and many others.
$3. That's
$3.
Is it just for seniors, or
man, you can't beat that.
Do you have to like how do you do that? Do you have to like show an AARP card or?
Well, you're just kidding. You're like 58, so I think that you might qualify.
Something like
just
that.
Had to bust a cap.
Times like 4. You're like, oh man, I didn't realize he's that old.
All right, so let's move on to the next topic. The time is now 8:21 a.m. You guys. All right, so we talked about the city council set to do great things. Our new chief of police begins his duties. As you guys know, Kristen Zeman's last day was Friday, and now our new chief of police is Mr. Keith Ross. Friday was the official changing of the guard of the Aurora Police Department, with Kristen Zeman departing as police chief in Aurora and Keith Cross assuming the duties. Zeman announced earlier this summer that she'd retired from the Aurora Police Department after 30 years of service. She started in 1991 as a police cadet and rose through the ranks to become Aurora's first female police chief in 2016. Mr. Cross, who grew up on the east side of Aurora, has been a member of the department since 1994 and started his career as a patrol officer before rising through the department to become the new police chief. The public swearing-in ceremony for Cross will be held on Wednesday at 6:30 at East High School. Registration is required to attend that. Yeah. So
I saw some photos.
So let's
of that.
Let's chop it up. The time is 8:22 a.m. What's up?
I saw some photos of that, and they looked emotional. I mean, like the former chief, was like, I mean, just tears of joy, sadness. I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, it's we've all ended different things in careers and stuff, and
Was there ever a job you left that made you cry on the last day, or a position that you eventually went away from?
Yeah, that's a great question. Not necessarily made me cry, but I definitely was like, I was saddened that was ended. It closed a few studios. That made me sad. Man, like this is ending.
Studios. What? Like now I know what you mean by studios in your but tell our listeners what you mean by studios.
I rented a couple studios, and then I had indie studio space. So it was like a collaborative working.
Because you were a full-time photographer at that point. Okay.
Yeah, photographer, video producer, and then I closed that and moved to Luigi stuff. And,
okay.
But that was kind of a sad day,
right?
And yeah. So I mean, I've how about you? Have you?
I have actually. Yeah, I have. So once upon a time. So I have a dear friend named Desiree Battaglia. Shouts out to Desiree Battaglia. All right, I'll tell
that, or you just called her out.
No. Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you the story to listeners. This was a big time in life for me. So, I got out the military, working for Edward Hospital. Everything is cool. But it just so happened that Edward Hospital. So I worked there for like 6 years. And it's a long story. This is another episode. This is a whole long story. This is in like the memoirs. Anyway, Edward Hospital did something real shady, and it smelled like discrimination. It felt like it walked like discrimination. It talked like discrimination. So my mom goaded me into hiring an attorney to see if it was discrimination. Sure enough, it was discrimination. So they terminated me, and I hit them with the lawsuit, and they had to work it out with a brother, because that was definitely discrimination. Anyway, so now I'm looking for a new position and everything, and I'm getting like discriminated against. Like I'm getting they're blacklisted, not blacklisting a brother, but they're like what's the term in movies where they keep giving you only one part? Typecasting. There you go. Hit the claps for Bob. Yeah. So they're typecasting a brother, right? Like, I went to go work at a place. They had an administrative position open in the production department. I get there, right? Well, I go there and they're like, bring a hard hat and glasses. You got to have steel toe boots when you show up. So I bring the boots. It's a facility, so
Yeah.
I get there and they're like, no, the position is in the production. They want me to do like this hydraulic press. Like this is not administrative work in the production department. This is like but you got to take it or leave it. And a brother had to take it at that time.
Right.
So a friend of mine, Desiree, she was working at a company called the Salem Group.
Okay.
The Salem Group is in Oak Brook. Anybody listening can check. This is facts. The Salem Group is in Oak Brook. It's a staffing agency. But they staff like corporate positions. It's on like Robert Half level, temp agency type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
She met with, she cleaned up her brother's resume, made it look juicy. And she got me a job working so the Salem Group broke off and made another office in Aurora for their work. And it was a place called SLS, Strategic Labor Solutions. And I was giving jobs to people. So now I'm hiring people, it was a hiring agency.
You're like the hiring man.
Boom.
Yeah.
Or, right?
Yeah.
Went from the bottom
What's up, baby?
So here's what happened. I'm working and everything, and this dude, man, oh my God. There's this guy. So in this job, we were staffing a lot of warehouse positions, a lot of picking, packing, sorting, pallet lift, forklift driving, all this other kind of stuff, right? And if anybody has worked in this industry, you guys will know this. Good morning to Ray Hall. Good morning to you, sir. If anybody's worked in this industry, you know that like you have to build a rapport with the company. Yeah. So like Nabisco needs 10 people. They got us contracted to supply these 10 people.
Right.
You need to make rapport with the hiring managers, all these people. You need to. I was good at that.
That is something you are good at.
I was. Come on, man. I hit the decks running in that job. I was kicking too much butt. Now listen though. There's a company out. I think it's like Bolingbrook. Can't remember where it's at. Bolingbrook. I'm gonna settle on Bolingbrook for the purposes of this discussion. So look, I had these guys set up, right? This dude, true story, man. This was so stupid. The company just so happened to get a new like operations manager, right? Real hardcore guy. I never even got a chance to meet this guy because the guy I was dealing with, this guy Miguel, he was really cool. But Miguel ended up going to another position, whatever the case may be. So now it's this new ops manager. I'm hearing he's a hardcore guy, whatever. So these guys were supposed to report to the job. 3 of these guys were supposed to report on the job site and meet with the ops manager. His name was Bruce. Supposed to meet with Bruce, and then I'll get a report sometime around like lunchtime, whatever the case may be. It was a night job though, right? So these guys got to be there at like 7 p.m. Overnight job. So they go there. I meet them there because that's how I was. Nah, dog. Like you meeting me, I'm making sure that these people are here. They met me in the parking lot. Everything was cool. This one dude, guess what he does, man? He goes into the job, he reports, he goes into the bathroom, he does some kind of drug or whatever. I don't know what it was. Paraphernalia was later found. He goes out to the production floor, he damages some equipment that he just splits. Now remember, this was 7 o'clock at night when I got him there. So the next morning, I come into absolute chaos, absolute hell. And they let me go. They let me go. Because it was such a fiasco. He damaged equipment in the facility and all that. He left drug paraphernalia there. So there was a little bit of an element like, but I didn't pat the guy's pockets down. That's not my job. This man was older than me. I was like 20 something. He was in his 40s. Yeah. So it was a bad situation. The contract was worth more than me at that point in time, and they terminated me. And I'm not gonna lie, I cried, man. I went out to the car and I cried. Real shit. I couldn't let him see me.
Yeah,
cry.
Yeah.
I did, man.
I did. You know, and I mean, you don't want to cry in public and whatever. You did the right thing.
I did. I went outside and cried. The lady, though, real talk. The lady actually. So I had to go back there to pick up my last check. Right. I walk in and it's just me and her. When I walked through the door, she was in the back. The door, you know, bing, ding, ding. The door. Yeah. When she saw me, she came around. She hugged the brother. Because she knew the story. She knew I was getting typecast. You right?
Yeah. You're like
black dude,
right
veteran,
now.
But they giving me, you know, picking and packing. They giving me the BS, right?
Right.
She knew I was getting typecast. She hugged me and she said, "Look, put me down on your just don't put me down. Put me down. Tell them to text me, call me." And it just so happens that when I did get a new position, when I entered corporate America, I put her top of the list, and whoever called, it was. After that, I just kept going up. The time is now 8:31 a.m.
Wow.
All right, so that was a long story.
That was. And if you're still listening, you are definitely a fan of Curtis.
Right,
I'm a fan of Curtis. And good.
They're like, our first time listeners tuned in, like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, exactly.
NPR Story Hour? I'm out of here. This is crap. I thought I was going to get some news on this show. All right.
What else we got, baby? What else?
You are going to get some news, you guys. So, who is with us today? We've got Bob Lockwood today with us. Good morning to everybody. But we do have, looks like we got a little bit of... I love that, right? Come on, man.
I really totally want to get that as my
We got PBS beats. Nobody's been watching CNN anymore. Okay, listen to this. Aurora Downtown is hosting its first ever back-to-school block jam from 4 to 8 p.m. Saturday, August 14th. The event welcomes all ages to celebrate going back to school. The free event will be Block party style on Stope Avenue between Downer Place and Galena Boulevard. 3 main areas will be featured in the closed-off street, including art, entertainment, and free resources. Food and activities will also be part of the event. Local organizations will be set up with resources for all ages. Organizations include Alive Center, Addie Rubio, Casey Chitwood, what is happening, AID, YWCA, Helene, what's happening. Man, we got somebody everywhere. Talented 10 Social Services, Natalie, Bonner, what's going on, Wesley Preschool, The Neighbor Project, extra big shouts out, City of Aurora, Youth Services, Simon, Aurora Regional Fire Museum, too many people to name. School District 129, 131, too many people to name. Wabanzi Community College, Family Focus, Christina Campos, what is up? Culture Stock, Nicole, and Zelly, and more. The Perch. Hold on. You know what we do when we mess up our words here. Let's sip it up. All you at home, sip it. Slow it down, baby. Slow it down.
Yeah.
All right. The Perch will host a coloring table. Aurora Public Library will end their afternoon Comic-Con with an all-ages cosplay parade departing from Santori Library, 101 South River Street to Stope Avenue. Visiting food vendors will be Dr. Gillerson's EMT, Strawberries Barbecue, and Home Run Hot Dogs and Lemonade. Altiro, Latin, Fusion, and Charlie's Creamery will be open for business. Very cool. Very, very cool. I like that. What a great lineup. That is a great lineup. Yep. All right, the time is 8:33 a.m. So the last time that you were on, Bob, you told us about Windy City Game Theater. For those who were not listening at that time, shout out your business again. What is Windy City Game Theater? What do you do? Yeah,
so Windy City Game Theater, it's a mobile gaming experience. It's awesome. I love it. We got 4 Xboxes, 4 PlayStations, 4 Nintendo Switches, and an Xbox, along with a partridge and a pear tree. And a whole bunch of video games. And it's a great time. Air conditioned, so when it's hot as Hades outside, you can be all nice and cool. And
now it's dark in there. You got black lights, you got glow lights and everything.
Yeah, we got the little LEDs and everything. And it is funny because when it's really like bright out and you've been in there for like an hour,
right?
You do feel like you're coming out of the club. Like all these like 11-year-olds are like like lights are like, oh my god, the sun's so bright.
Yeah.
So
well, that's the fun stuff when you're a kid, man. That's the having your own little thing is it's a good time.
Yeah, it's really fantastic. So
now you got a website, you got Facebook, you got an Instagram.
Yeah, I don't know Instagram.
No Instagram.
We're working on that.
Yeah, you gotta come on, bro. You gotta get with the times.
We do. I mean, I'm old school, right? Facebook and the website. But right. I do have a Yelp account.
Right. Well, yeah. Okay. Now let's move on to some more news. So over the weekend, our friends of League of Women Voters of the Aurora area had their garage sale, garage sale fundraiser. Eesh. It went well. Shouts out to them and their Get Out the Vote activities. Okay. Age Guide, Northeastern Illinois. We told you about this last week. Hosting the Senior Lifestyle Expo, the largest annual expo in the Midwest for older adults. This year's event will be virtual. Join for 2 days of educational sessions, memory cafes, entertainment, exhibitors, and more, all from the comfort of your own home. The event will take place August 17th and 18th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The link to register is also on our Facebook page. Hey, also, don't forget that the GAR Museum is back open now for guests, visitors, and family. If you're not familiar with the GAR, that's the Grand Army of the Republic building on Downer Place.
We were in a building about a week ago, and we saw this parking lot wasn't there. And remember, we saw a building that right next to it. Was the old City Hall or the other part of the... Because didn't they tear down part of the GAR building?
Yeah, there was renovations there, yeah.
Yeah.
So they... Right, because it was sinking.
Yeah,
at one point in time,
like that, yeah.
But that's correct. That is correct. And there was a picture of it, how it used to look.
I don't remember I can't remember where we were at, but we saw it. It's like, holy smokes.
Because the last building we were in was the building that we're not going to name specifically on air.
Right.
But that's on Broadway.
That's right.
Right. Okay.
Oh, man.
The interesting thing about people, when they drive by, they never look up. You know, so many of our Aurora residents, they're probably really good singers, but they drive past and never look up. Man, we're lurking on people all of the time. Okay, so you guys want some more news? Well, here it comes. I want to tell you what else the city is doing. So all of our aldermen, so back to school is a big thing that's going on. And our aldermen and women have a lot of back to school activities. Now, before I get to the next one, I do kind of want to get a sense. I want to talk about these activities with back to school stuff. Aurora seems to be the back to school capital, the back to school giveaway event capital of the world. It's funny because it's like if anybody's got more than 10 toys, we got a back to school event. Everybody's got a back to school, and I'm saying this. Like, one alderman's got one on here, one's got one here. They both got one on the same day. One's on this side of town, one's on this. And I get repping it for your ward. But why not have like an alderman extravaganza? Like, why not have it all aldermen and city council people like farmers market, right? All y'all are out here chilling. What do you think about that?
So that's a great question. Obviously, I'm not an alderman, nor do I play one on television. But I think, like you said, they got to rep it for their people, right? So they've got to, you got McDonald's, you got multiple McDonald's all over the place.
That's different, though.
I understand, but I mean, I'm using it as an analogy, right? So you got your alderman, and the aldermen represent that group of people. So it's a good way for them to, and they also get to take their funds, like when you support them for what is it called, for whatever it's called, election and stuff. They get to use those fund monies and stuff like that to do different events and stuff. So I wish they would maybe they could stagger it, right? Mm-hmm. So they could have one, or they can maybe have all the East aldermans, all the West aldermans, maybe they all get together.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, shouts out to the aldermen and women.
This is their major marketing. I know that sounds
they're listening right now. Like, don't ruin it for us.
Yeah, right. I mean, this is their time where they get to shake hands, kiss babies,
right?
Whatever, right? I mean, this is what aldermen do,
right?
So
Norma says, "What if people can't make it certain days because of work obligations?" Point. And Ray says, went to his niece's birthday cookout. He noticed familiar vehicles, but hardly anyone in the yard. They were all in the mobile gaming truck. Oh, shouts out. Congratulations.
That's what happened. I mean, like, I'll tell you, they get locked in. Realistically, when you do a game theater party, it is the easiest party ever.
Right.
I mean, because all the kids are just there.
Just doing their thing.
And parents are sitting around playing pinochle. Or what do parents do?
All right. So let's move on with the next news topic, you guys. So did you know that face masks are now required for all Kane County government buildings? All buildings, there is a new mask mandate for the city of Aurora. So all buildings, including City Hall, masks are not required, but for the Kane County Courthouse. And the reason why I bring this up is because I saw that the efficiency in cases due to cases being able to be handled remotely has increased. Like they're cycling through old cases and things like that and getting work done via remote. And I had the pleasure of interviewing Jamie Mosser.
Oh, yeah.
And after our second interview, Jamie Mosser had to jump on. For those who don't know, Jamie Mosser is the state's attorney of Kane County, a great, awesome person. She jumped on court online. I mean, the brother was way in the,
Yeah. Exactly.
But she jumped on court online. I thought that was cool.
Do you think I wonder? Do you think we're going to see more like online court type deal, like Judge Judy? I mean, like that. But do you think we're going to see more of that, like just in general, like?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I think that court being virtual Well, let me start over. I think that the current technological aspect that's been brought to court and allowed it to still go on for the cases like this, I don't think that's going to go away. I think that's going to get stronger because they were already having like virtual bond courts. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that changes the dynamic? I mean, and the respect for the courts? If you're doing it on like your mobile device, you're like, okay, hey, what's up, Judge? You know, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, right? Because I remember a certain individual telling me a story when he looked fly, and they thought he was maybe an attorney. Went into a wrong, right? You know, and the officer's like, yeah, you come on through, you. You're like, oh, okay, I guess, do-de-do, you know, right? Like, you know?
No, that's an interesting point, though. So if I get you, let me ask you, so let me make sure I got this.
Yeah.
Will people not feel the same validity or authority for the court because they're doing it virtually? Do I think that?
Yeah.
I think that there's a possibility that could be,
I mean, like
a small element of that. I do.
Yeah, I mean, like if you know, I'm going to say this, and again, all hate mail goes to Curtis.
But like,
but if you're on like you know, the court, and then all of a sudden you're like, this is whatever, and you know, back in the day that'd be contempt, but you're in your living room.
Well, it's still contempt. It's still contempt.
But I mean, like, you're just like, I mean, I think like people would view it differently. You're in your living room. You're comfortable.
Right.
You know, you may have just a shirt on, but you're rocking your heart-shaped boxers, right? You know what I mean? Like, you know, like.
No, I agree, but I think for like the serious cases and things like that, those still get handled in person.
Right, yeah. But your traffic tickets,
right, exactly. But stuff like that, yeah. I mean, but people don't want to. I wouldn't want to be in my living room having the virtual court and snap on the judge or something, and then now because you're not going to get, it's not right. That they're going to hit you with a virtual warrant. So, that's not an email. Yeah, so I would recommend for anybody like take it easy.
Yeah,
you know? But look at it like an opportunity.
I just wonder, like, if you're a little bit more. We don't go to court every day unless you're an attorney or a judge or something, and thanks for your service if you do, right? But like, I feel like you have more respect. You have more like, it's like being at grandma's house. You're never always at grandma's house, but you have a lot more respect.
Right. No, I understand.
And that's why I'm like, but in your living room, you're like,
right.
Get my Pepsi.
Yeah,
you know what? Right? Like, I mean, like, you know.
I think the court system is actually interesting because so I told you I did jury duty.
No.
Yeah, that was cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did jury duty. That was a lot of fun. And it wasn't virtual, like it was actually in the court. But I did notice that I think it was a few courthouses down, and I read this in the article. This wasn't on the same day with jury duty, but a few courthouses down, all the courts there were virtual. So they were doing both.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like all the courts were virtual. I thought that was pretty cool and pretty efficient.
Anyways, I mean, I like the efficiency, and you know, justice is swift and all that. So that, I mean, this is changing everything.
All right. So if you are just tuning in at home, the time is now 8:46 a.m. Jen Ingram tells us more rain, and Dan Burrell says some events draw thousands of people. The CISA event has huge lines. CISA is communities in schools. Yeah, they do, and they've got a whole lot more stuff going on. Alderman Emmanuel Lamas has his event coming up, and that's going to be at the Aurora train station.
Oh, nice.
Here's the thing for all of you listeners too, and kind of want to take it back. Does anybody here remember back to school events when they were kids? Did they have back to school events when you were a kid?
Well, this was right when the dinosaurs were declared extinct. I mean, no, I kind of feel like the extent of the event was it was open gym and like ice cream at the school.
Mm-hmm.
That was, you know, it was in a lot of, it was like you get to meet your teacher,
right,
the classroom and all that stuff. That's what I kind of remember as a kid, like not these extravaganzas.
Water parks.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, like, you know, and there was something a little bit more wholesome about it.
Right.
I mean, you know, than these big events and stuff which I don't mind. I think they're fun. But, I just think let's come back to school. We have some, good humor. What about you? Did you have an event set back in the day?
Well, the funny thing that I remember, this is why I asked what it used to look like. I remember I remember being at school as well or on school ground.
Yeah.
Like the field opened up, right? Got tables. It's at school,
right,
or maybe in the gymnasium. And it was an extravaganza and a bash. I don't recall any kind of back to school event when I was young, not being at the school.
Right.
Which, times change. I like the fact that you like these places, so Aurora Township had a thing at their location, 313 Gale Street. Also, we got the information because today is Faye's Barbecue. All proceeds of which go to funding their youth programs. But I like the fact that these facilities and places are doing events at their locations. That's cool. That is cool. What I'm saying? For those of you just wondering why I'm looking at people calling right on the show.
Are they callers? Are they somebody?
No, this is not a.
This is a telemarketer. Hey, you were looking for your car insurance.
Right.
I don't even have a car. Right. Wait, what?
Right. We can refinance your school loan. Yeah. Thanks.
From 87.
I think that when it comes to the getting kids back to school events and stuff now, especially with education and everything, I think that I do like the fact that they're focusing so much on the kids having fun, doing their thing as they transition them to a period for learning now.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah. That is a fun thing. I think it's cool. And it's, of course, we had a bunch of the back to school or national night outs.
Mm-hmm.
That was
those went well.
Yeah,
those went very well. Yep,
that was legendary.
You were in Chicago, right?
In Chicago. It was really packed, and they had a classic car museum.
What part of Chicago were you at?
This was 100 years ago. I'm on a blank actually right now, but it was almost on the north side.
Okay.
Picture all the cars, and I can picture the alderman that was an alderman that sponsored the truck, and I'm trying to blink on his name.
Okay.
Terrible person.
Out there in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So
those aldermen in Chicago, boy. That's not the news for today. Yeah. Dan says that he loves Faye's. Dora Sanchez Soto says it was more like a roundup before school, and the back to school. The back to school event organizers meet before to coordinate dates. Patrons seem to be happy because events are right sized. They're at capacity for each location, but the events are manageable. Everyone seems to be happy with them. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's the main thing. As long as everybody's happy, kids are having fun.
Okay, so before we get to the final part of the news, the time is now 8:50 a.m. Did you notice that right now, cases are going up in Kane County, and we have that data. It was from the New York Times, actually. So Illinois was doing pretty good with cases. Mm-hmm. Now the cases are going up. The southern states going worse. Their cases are very high. We talked about Paramount Theater. Mm-hmm. Last week, and need to show vaccine status and everything like that. So I was talking to a friend, and he mentioned something pretty interesting to me. If international travel is one of the reasons or one of the ways viruses spread, it would be just simple logic that proof of vaccination should be a requirement for international travel in a post-COVID environment.
Sure.
What do you think about that?
I'm not. What I think might be a different approach, but
well, that's what the show's about. The show's about different approaches, right? I mean, that's why it's not the Curtis monologue hour, right?
I'd like to go back to that monologue. Let's do that. It's interesting that they talk about cases because, we've never really talked a whole lot about cases. Okay.
Hold on, because we're not talking about cases.
Okay, we're talking about international travel. If that's what they want to do,
No. It's not what do you think about that?
I think before they mandate anything, I think it should be fully vetted. It should be fully FDA approved. Once it's get the full green light, because it's still on the emergency authorization use. If you're vaccinated, great, that's awesome. But until it gets fully vetted, that's kind of what I think.
Have you traveled internationally?
I have not.
Okay.
And I don't plan to.
Why not?
Well, I mean, not anytime soon. I mean, I got responsibilities.
Yeah. Family, right. Can't be taking trips to Rome while the kids are,
like the most traveling we're doing is like Disney, Universal or stuff like that. But I will say it was sad because I won't say we forgot. Well, we did forget, but like you can no longer go to Canada without a passport. Like, and
I think
we went
they
to
just changed that though. Recently, something like that. Canada's in the news
because we went to back. Well, first off, they closed the borders, but we went to Niagara Falls, and I was like, oh, maybe we could just back in the day, you could just kind of hop the Canadian border, show a driver's license, and be like, get back into the States, whatever. Mm-hmm. There's none of that nonsense.
Let me stop you real quick because I'm very jealous. I've not been to Niagara Falls yet, and I hear that it's one of the most beautiful sights to behold. What was it like at Niagara Falls?
It was amazing. It was really awesome. I was gobsmacked. I mean, I haven't traveled a lot in the U.S. just in general, so that's why I'm really excited to travel more.
Right.
But it was gorgeous. It was so pretty, and my kids got to experience it, and they had a good time. The city was a little run down.
What city?
The city of Niagara.
Okay.
It's in New York, but I think it's called Niagara.
Oh, Niagara's a city.
The city,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was a little run down, but they have I think it's still for sale, I don't know, but the Niagara Hotel, which definitely had a Cecil Hotel vibe to it, if you're familiar with that Cecil Hotel in California.
Cecil?
The Cecil Hotel in California?
No.
It's that one where the gal drowned in the water in the bucket or in the there's all sorts of crazy things that's happened in the Cecil Hotel in California.
Okay.
Yeah.
Urban legend kind of thing?
No, real stuff going down.
Wow.
So, but it definitely had that. My son and I watched these documentaries.
Norma tells us that Canada opened up their border to vaccinated Americans, and Jen Ingram says, "My dad just explained about the dam and love canal of Niagara Falls. We used to live near there." That is right. Jen Ingram's dad is a state trooper. Shouts out. All right. So the time is now 8:55 a.m. It's Monday. What does your Monday look like today?
I got a full schedule like always. There's always stuff to do. There's no shortage of work. But before I forget, we got Aurora Business United as well this Friday.
This Friday.
And that's the second Friday. Friday the 13th.
Let everybody know what Aurora Business United is.
So Aurora Business United is one of the greatest business groups out there. It brings together local leaders. So aldermans, come on out.
Well, they would just be aldermen. It wouldn't be aldermen's. You don't have to put an S on the end of that.
When you get there's when you get them together, when you get a group of them.
Well, the plural is already built into it. Alderman.
Alderman.
Really? It's not alderman. Yes, you don't got to put an S on the end of that.
So you would never say, "This is my alderman"? Well, I guess. I never really thought about it.
You'd say, "This is my alderman."
Alderman.
Or you'd say, "This is my alder person."
Yeah.
Or you're standing with,
Alderman
Patty Smith, this is my alder woman. You're standing with Bill Donnell, this is my alderman. But, tonight we have the meeting of all the aldermen. You don't got to say aldermen's.
Aldermen's, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Grammar with Curtis today.
Hey, baby. I mean, what would I look like if I let you?
Yeah, exactly. Right? I love it. But the whole idea is to bring government, non-for-profits, all the non-for-profit organizations and businesses all together to collaborate, to network. It's at the Santori Library, 7:30 to 9. We'll have guest speakers, stuff like that. I don't have all the stuff here because my phone is doing its weird thing. But it is fantastic.
7:30 to 9 a.m.
Yeah.
This Friday.
Yep. Coffee will be sponsored by Job Plus. So I can know that. So, yeah. So it's a good time. And you can also catch it on.
Okay. On the Facebook page of Aurora Business United.
Yep.
All right. Very cool. All right. Last topic before we go. Well, not topic. Last pieces of news, you guys. So, sure, it's only September, but October will be here very soon. As you know, as a reminder, our friends of the Fox Valley United Way are having their very first Halloween Hustle 5K and 1 mile fun walk. It's a great fundraising event, the proceeds of which will ensure financial support for our children. Also, shout out to our friends of the Fox Valley United Way. The date is going to be October 17th at 9 a.m. at Phillips Park. Okay, also, don't forget, get ready to get your golf on. Our friends of the Aurora Regional Chamber of Commerce, shouts out. They're hosting their Golf Classic Monday, the 23rd of August. The event will be held at Orchard Valley Golf Course, which is a beautiful course and location. Do you golf?
I play divots.
Promote your brand and network with many business leaders and professionals who will be in attendance. Sponsorships are available. Get to know more about the Aurora Chamber and Orchard Valley by clicking the links that were not contained in the mail sent, but we made a post about it, and I provided you the links on Facebook.
Look at this. The guy's hooking you up.
Hooking you up, man. Hooking you up.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you golf, by the way?
Do I golf?
Yeah.
No, I do not.
Okay.
No, I do not.
Mini golf?
Oh, yeah. I get down with the mini golf.
Mini golf, right?
Yeah.
Small balls, big fun, right?
Yep. All right. And Sunday the 15th, Ward 7 Alderwoman Shakita Hart Burns. She's hosting her 34th annual Bigger Than a Backpack Back to School Bash.
Nice.
Haircuts, hair braiding, school supplies, and a lot of fun. Food, a Zumba instructor.
Zumba.
So far, Shakita Hart Burns is winning from what I hear. Zumba. No one's had one of those yet. Live music and so much more. Face masks are required. The event will be from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Martin Luther King Park on Farnsworth and Grand on the east side. Come on out and enjoy some fun. Okay. Last things. Daniel says that Niagara Falls is a must. He took the family. It was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
I will check that out sometime, you guys. And GAM's mini golf outing in the future. Yes, we could definitely do that. All right. So, the time is now 9 a.m. I see you, Stacy Latrice Saldana. I see you. Last words.
Go out, make something great today.
Make something great.
Make something great. Just be good. Try to be above the fray.
That's a good piece of advice. Good piece of advice.
You start it from there. The only direction you can go is either down or up.
All right. So it's Monday. Have a good week. Have a strong week. Have a positive, motivational, and dedicated week. And we will see you guys back here tomorrow at 8 a.m. for some more news and some more of the content that you love. Take care of yourself and each other. Ready?